do is I want to just prepare our minds just for a moment. I want everybody in this room, I don't care if you are a 6A. You could be a 6A 23-15. The bottom line is I want everybody to put in your mind right now that this is my very first training. I went to a meeting, I got my machine today, and this is my very first training. So forget about your past experiences in this industry. A lot of times people come, into Enagic and they figure I'm going to bring my habits from this company into this company. And a lot of times you'll find probably take you maybe a year or so, but you'll discover that it's not working. Because this is a whole different animal altogether. All right? So I want you to understand that. We, in this company, we don't stack product, we don't have to. In this company, we don't buy a whole lot of machines and hope somebody will buy them. Okay? It is a very, very simple, process. It's us that complicate it. We confuse it. Especially when we get a little bit, as we say in South Carolina, educated, right? We learn a whole lot about this machine or this particular nutraceutical, and then we want to tell the world everything that we know when it's not even necessary. Right? So for those of you who have, I'm seeing some new faces here. Is this your first time seeing Tamia? No, it's not. I saw you last night. Don't even try it. So everybody, you pretty much know my story, right? But this is what I want to share with you tonight. This part of my story, some of you may not know. When Anna Wilshire, my sponsor, exposed me to this wonderful technology, and many of you know because I have a son that lost oxygen at birth and was diagnosed with being severely mentally retarded. Okay, and doctors predicted that my son will never be able to do anything for himself, that he'd be dependent on us for the rest of his life. That's what they said. All right, so the bottom line is she tried to convince me to get started in the business. And I really didn't want to. I didn't want to build a business with Enagic. See, I was already involved in another company. You know what I'm talking about? And they said they had given me this beautiful white Mercedes-Benz. I remember almost fainting on the stage, when they gave me the keys to this beautiful white Mercedes-Benz, right? Well, it wasn't mine. Okay, and I'll tell you that in just a moment. So to make a long story short, I told her I did not want to do it. I don't want to give you my social security number, like it really mattered. My credit was so bad, she probably would have, got to put out the company had they needed it to put me in. Because that's how bad it was at the time, So at the end of the day, what I decided to do is to go ahead and sign up, to fill out the forms necessary to be a distributor. But with her understanding that I'm not going to do this. Okay, you can go ahead, she said, but you may want to do it in the future. So to satisfy her, I filled out the forms. Make a long story short, every time somebody would come to my house and they'd ask for water, I go to my machine and I press the button and it would say Kangen water 9.5. They want to know, well, what is that? I'm like, I don't know what it is. All I know is I'm using it for my son. Okay, I'm building this business. I really don't know much about it. So go to this lady's house and she'll explain it to you. And I would send them to Honor's house. All right? And what she would do, which was very, very smart, she would sign them up under me. Even though I told her I wasn't doing the business, she would still sign them up underneath me, and then I started getting these checks in the mail. I'm like, now wait a minute, this something going on here. But that is not what really excited me. What excited me is that I sent a young lady over to her house by the name of Yvette Reeves, and then I sent another young man over to her house by the name of Seymour Wisdom. Yes. And they paid for their machines cash. And when that happened, I got full payment, full commission. And I got the 2 checks the same day in the same mailbox. And it had the same name on it, which was Tamia Cologne at that time, right? So I opened those envelopes and I almost had $2,000 in my hands. Boy, I was excited. Can you imagine? Yeah. Because the other company that I was in that I did not want to leave, that I wanted to build, I wasn't even getting $35 in residual income. Not enough to fill my Mercedes-Benz, fill the tank. Okay? So to make a long story short, I said, Anna, I called her up and I said, listen, I know that I said I wasn't interested in building this business. I said, but can I just come over to your house just one more time so you can explain the compensation plan to me so that I'll be able to really do this thing, And when I received 2 checks in the mail, okay, for $940 each, came from Seymour Wisdom and Yvette Reeves. They bought machines, paid cash for their machines, and I didn't have anything to do with it. All I did was put them on the phone with Anna. Seymour went to her house, didn't even know when he went to her house, and they bought their machines. When those two checks came to my mailbox with my name on it, came from Enagic, a company that I had not been paying any attention to. And when those checks totaled up more than what I made in my company, that was with for 2 years, and that one day, I said, Honor, listen. You know what I'm saying? I know what I've said in the past, but no disrespect. Can I please come over? And just sit down one more time. That's all I need is one more time. And I went over there, and I sat down, and she went over that thing with me, and then we started plugging into that living room. Plugging into that living room every single Thursday night, every Sunday night. There we were in Honor's living room, Then all of a sudden she said to me, it's time for you to fly. You can do it. I know you can do it. Go ahead on and get up there and do it. One night we had some folk come over our house. She went upstairs and said, I'm going upstairs. And go ahead on now. So I had to do it. So she pushed me out and made me do it. And as a result, I was nervous. I didn't understand everything. But I stepped out, and now you can't shut me up, and let me tell you why. Go ahead. As a result of all of this, guys, today, my income has surpassed $400,000. It sounds like repetition, but you're hearing the same thing over and over and over again. There's no secret to this.
That's right.
You see, it's in my blood. It's in my bones. Nobody can tell me that this does not work. I mean, this week alone, where's Damien? Did we not deposit close to 50 checks this week alone? Are you all hearing me?
Yeah.
I mean, so it is what it is. Is my son not doing better? Am I not doing better? Is my husband not doing better? Other people that I had no idea, never met them, are they not doing better? There's a testimony from all of you, whether it be directly from you, but it's a testimony connected to you from sharing this information with somebody else. You've always dreamed of being a part of a company and having an organization where all of us could have the same potential. We can all go and strive and really make a ton of money together. Where so often I've been involved in companies where a few people made the money and everybody else just was hoping and hoping and hoping. But that's not the case here. I mean, so my goal for you and really, I mean, is to go out there and let's just make it happen. You know, and I believe too, together as Mr. Shuro's first English words, what does he say? Together we aspire, together we achieve. Absolutely, and I believe that. I've never, out of 20 years of network marketing experience, have had the opportunity to generate the income that I've generated in only a 8-month period of time. I mean, my income now is approaching $700,000. Can y'all get excited for me? And it all started as a result of me going to Honor Wilshire's house. She thought enough of me to share this wonderful opportunity with me, because when August came around, after I already generated $16,000 without doing anything, I figured, you know what, I need to take a closer look at this, because the income that I generated in Enagic just in the month of August surpassed my yearly income in the other company that I was in. So when that happened, I decided, you know what, I need to put my undivided attention into this. And this is what I do full time. I am also a realtor. I don't remember the last time I sold a house. Honestly, I don't. I'm not interested in selling houses. I'm interested in buying property now. Hello. I mean, but I'm more interested in helping other individuals actually receive the benefit. I would have never made $400,000. I would never made $700,000 if it were not for the distributor that's in this room. You all understand that? So it's not a one-person show. It is the effort of everybody, and as a result, all of us can generate those income levels as well. Am I right about it? So if you are a distributor, give yourself a round of applause. And then two, if you're a guest, can the guests just do me a huge favor just for one moment? Can all the guests just stand? Just one moment. Can all the guests just stand, please? she knew, and I got started. So we did a lot of trying of this and trying of that, you know, but eventually we finally perfected it. And that's what I'm going to share with you tonight. As a result of doing a few basic things, and if you don't do all of it, I'm not going to tell you that it's not going to work. If you don't do all of it and you apply most of it at least, I promise you your business is going to grow. Is that okay? Yeah. I mean, so nevertheless, that white Mercedes-Benz that the other company had given me, when they discovered that I was involved in Enagic, they sent me a certified a letter to my house telling me that I had to take my car back to the nearest Mercedes-Benz dealership. Can you imagine? They said it was mine. So I had to literally take that car back, and the nearest one to me was Huntington. So, I mean, that was the longest drive. It took me about a half a day. And it's only about 10 miles away from my house, but it took me about a half a day to take that car and turn it in. But I did. I turned it in, and I was so angry. You know, maybe not. Yeah, I was. I was angry. So I went inside the dealership, and after I returned the car, and I went inside and I said, listen, I want to order an S550 Mercedes-Benz. And he said, really? So come on in, have a seat. So I went in, and I had a seat. And he said, well, what do you want with it? I said, well, I want it fully loaded. I want to make sure that we can conversate, that it understands me, I understand it. I want to make sure that the seats heat up and they cool off. And I mean, I told him everything I wanted that car to do, right? And then I said, well, how much is that going to be? And he added everything up, and he said about $116,000. And I looked at him, and I said, okay. I said, well, I'll be back. And, I mean, I guess he probably said, this woman's not serious. But guess what? I'm going to tell you something. In less than 6 months of actually doing my Enagic business, I was able to go back and get my S550 black, fully loaded Mercedes-Benz. Okay? See, in this business, you can literally decide what you want, and because the compensation plan is so lucrative, you can actually make it happen. You can do it quick or you can do it slow. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is, whatever you want, you can have. And that's what I want you to understand tonight. That's the reason why I want you to come before this training tonight empty. Forget about everything that you know about network marketing. Forget about it. And we're going to start, you know, from this day right now. This is the first day I've been in Enagic. I got my machine today, and that's the mindset I want you to go into this with. Is that okay? Yeah. All right. So let's get started. First of all, I want you to know that you see the actual CEO here, Mr. Shiro. His goal is to get us to 20,000 sales every single month. That's the goal. And in my humble opinion, we should have been there yesterday. Okay, we should have been there yesterday. But I believe that the reason why we haven't gotten there yet is because there has not been duplication executed throughout the entire company. But I believe here in the East Coast, when we get this thing down, I mean really down packed, forget about it. 20 units a month is going to be, you know, nothing, okay, for the company, because it's not going to be anything for us. We'll be doing that on this side of town by ourselves. Do y'all understand me? I mean, but it's the things that we're going to have to accomplish first and foremost. First thing I want to share with you tonight is this. I want you to look at this very first part of the training here. Don't sponsor if you are not going to teach, train, etc. Don't do it. You have my permission tonight to not sponsor anybody in this company if you're not going to teach them and train them, okay, on the things that they need to know in order to become successful. You have my permission. Okay? Too often people get excited because when they see somebody, especially 6As, and I'm not knocking y'all, but I've heard it, you know, 6As, woo, $1,710 for me when you buy a machine, you know, and that's all they see. And the minute they do the sale, it's like that's the end of the relationship, and it shouldn't be that way. You have to make sure that you're willing to pour what it is that you've learned into somebody else, okay? It's very, very important. The very first way to actually get this done, and when you start sponsoring somebody, is to find out why. Not only should you know your why, but you should find out the why of everybody that you're bringing into the business, okay? How many of you know why you're doing this? I mean, do you really know why? Why am I really doing this? Why did I really say yes to doing the business side of it? We all understand why we're drinking the water. I think we got that, right? But why am I doing the business? Am I doing the business for money? And if that's the reason why, it's not really your why. Because, you know, anybody can have money, but it's what the money can do for you. See, when you really know and understand what everybody in your team, all these individuals, what their whys are, then I promise you, you'll be surprised at how you can help your team grow. Okay, so it's important that if you don't know, that you go and find out why. How many of you know why everybody in your organization is gotten started with Enagic? How many of you know why? If I were to ask you right now, if you got 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, 1,000 people, do you know why each one of them are doing this business? Would you be able to tell me?
Yes.
Somebody says yes. No, not yet? Okay. I mean, so the bottom line is, you got to find out why you're doing it, and it is your responsibility to find out why your team members are doing it as well. Because that will help you help them. And at the same time, yours would automatically come. Is that clear to everybody?
Yes.
I mean, so promise yourself that you're going to discover whatever it is, whatever your why is. Now, this is very, very important. Okay? Give your new business partner 30 days to get on the right track. Okay? Be there for them when they simply can't do or don't know what to do. But at the same time, make sure that they have exhausted all other possibilities before you volunteer answers. Teach them to do the very same thing. Work smart. Now, what am I talking about? Too often, people come to us in our organization, okay, and they ask us questions. We answer those questions for them all the time. That's good in a way, and then it's bad in a way. Because after a while, you're going to have 15,000 people coming to you asking you questions. If you can teach your new business partner where to go to get their questions answered, then they too can teach others where to go to get their questions answered. This way, the office is not bombarded with a whole lot of questions, unnecessary questions, and so forth and so on. Does that make sense? Learn how to point people in the direction. Learn how to send them to the company's website, to download forms. Teach them how to do all these things. So this way, they can do the same thing with individuals that they're bringing into the business as well. Now, notice I said 30 days. Why 30 days? Okay? You want to pour into them 30 days consistently. You know, over and over and over again. Give them everything they need so that you can actually execute duplication. Not just bring them in and leave them. Very, very important. How many days?
30 days.
Okay, what do you want to find out with everybody that you're bringing into the business? What do you want to find out?
Their why.
You want to find out their why, okay? And you want to also define your why as well. Very, 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 very important. The next thing, not only find out their why, I skipped this part. This part I recently added because I think it's very important. Find out if he or she wants to move fast or if they want to move slow, okay? Because that will determine, you know, your relationship with that person more so. If somebody is want to move a little slow, okay, then you're not going to put a whole lot of time into that person. But somebody who wants to move a little fast, then I'm going to wait because we're taping and I'll wait for him to finish. Yeah. You might want to take that outside. Okay. The next thing is, as I was saying, you want to find out if they want to move fast or if they want to move slow. Very, very important. Because it will determine the relationship, the time that you're going to actually spend with that individual. Okay? Or full-time or part-time. Right? So now, the very next thing is this. Educate yourself on all of the products. And I know many of us know about what? The SD501, don't we? Okay? How many of us have the SD501? We have it, right? But how many of us have the Municipal? Don't we need the Enagic?
Yes.
You don't realize that if you are a 4A in this business, or 3A in this business, that you can literally go to 6A by introducing people to the Enagic? Yeah. Do you realize that all of the customers that you have right now in your business, okay, all of these customers that you have that have the SD501, do you realize if you go back to them, they're going to listen to you because of how well the SD501 is working for them and their family? That they'll listen to you when you bring the Enagic to them? They'll listen to you when you bring Ucon to them? Do you realize that if all you had was 34 customers, and each one of them had an SD501, and a Nespa, and Ucon, do you realize you go 6A? Do you realize that? I mean, but too often we rely on just one product, and the company has given us so many products. I mean, think about it. Even those customers that may have an SD501, wouldn't it be nice if they found out about the Levelux R, so that they'll be able to have that as a traveling device? So now you can take 25 customers and turn it into 100 because they got a traveling device, they have an SD501, they have an Enagic, and they have Ucon. Each one is 4 customers, and 4 customers times 25 is how much? 100. Then buy yourself another SD501. Okay, you're going to get back at 6A, you're going to get back 1710. I mean, so you're only spending $2,000 for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's a tax write-off. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But notice what I said here. Just give them enough information to make an intelligent decision. Sometimes we throw up on people. We know so much. The electrodes, there's 7 of them, and they're made out of titanium, and you know, we say these things in presentations because we have people in the room that want to have all the information, right? But when you go and sit down with somebody, you want to give them enough information to make an intelligent decision. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. How many of you ever gone to buy a refrigerator? Okay, or a microwave. Suppose they followed you around and started telling you about all the different wires that's in the back of the refrigerator and how many electrodes and how many watts this does in the ice and how often it's going to make it and all. You would probably leave the store, right? You just want to make sure that it will fit, that it will work, okay, that it's going to last, you know, all those things. I mean, so the same thing applies when we're talking about individuals, okay? Your customers should have more than one product, one of our products. They should. So you got to work on that. Learn how to point. So what you're going to find out tonight, okay, you're going to actually learn how to be in a hurry, how to invite in a hurry, how to be willing to take it away. You're going to also learn how to confirm, okay, and you're going to confirm, when you confirm, you're going to be in a hurry, you're going to confirm in a hurry, and you're going to also be willing to take it away. These are things that you're going to learn that are very, very important. I believe if you get this alone, that it's going to change the complexion of your business, okay? You know, everybody wants to be a millionaire. Not a millionaire nowadays, but a multi-millionaire. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with being a multi-millionaire, a step away from billionaire, right? But are you willing to work smart to get there? Yes. You know, we talk about health and wealth seminars, and they're great tools to actually build a business. But they're great when you do it right. When you do it right. So, do this ASAP. First of all, I want everybody to write this down. Hopefully you came prepared. You're going to book 3 health and wealth seminars. Not 1, 3. 3 health and wealth seminars. Very, very important. 3. Why 3, Tamia? Well, I'm going to tell you why. The first reason is to learn how to do them yourself. This is the quickest way to actually get your business off and running. The quickest way. The next thing is to jumpstart your business. How many of your business need a jumpstart? Well, guess what? I have the cables. Okay? Jumpstart your business. The next one is to start writing your own checks. If you're sitting here tonight and you're waiting for your sponsor to do everything for you, you're going to be waiting for a very long time. I know people that quit the business because my sponsor didn't call me back. You know, or my sponsor didn't show up, or my sponsor. Remember, we're independent contractors. That's who we are, okay? They're there to assist. They don't have to do everything you want them to do, all right? So the sooner you can do it on your own, the better off you're going to be. The next bullet point is to be in position to duplicate your success in others very, very fast. Now, the purpose of 3 health and wealth seminars is this. The first one, your sponsor is going to do for you. Okay? The person that brought you in, they're going to do it for you. And if that person is in another country, another state, it doesn't matter. Because with all the technology that we have today, there's no excuses. It can be done via Skype. It can be done through video conferencing. It can be done on a live conference call through a speakerphone, okay, as well. It can also be done, you know, person to person, which happens to be my...
How you doing, man?
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you. I saw your presentation. And very, very wonderful and very put together.
Thank you, thank you.
So, I go by the name of DJ Noah. Your name is, man?
I'm Tamia Cologne. Yeah, and it's a pleasure to meet you, too.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. So, basically right now, I just wanted to have a little one-on-one with you to kind of figure out and to see how you can help us push the product to the younger generations, because I could clearly see you have the whole, you know, thing down packed, and the way you present it and the way you actually do it is like you're doing it from your heart. So it's like we want to give that same energy to the younger generation so they can see what they need to, you know, better themselves.
And I believe that in order to really take this to the next level, that's what we're going to have to do.
Yes.
We're going to have to really tap into that market heavy, because there's so many people, as you heard me say, you know, every day, you know, baby boomers are retiring by 10,000 a day, and they're looking to live longer, feel better, look better, you know. and we can't get to all of them. You know, we're slowing down a little bit. And so my goal is to teach, to train, to educate, to enlighten as many young people as I can, so that they can really carry this message to the masses. And I believe that financially you'll be blessed. I believe from a health standpoint you'll start early, because it's important to start early, you know, taking care of yourself.
Yes.
There's so many folk, if you would ask them, man, if I could go back, if I could just give you another 20 years, you know, just to go back 20 years and let you start all over again, how many of you would do that? I guarantee you 95 out of 100 would say all day. You know, so starting young, you know, from the health standpoint and from the financial standpoint is definitely gratifying at the end. It is. So I'm all in for y'all. I do whatever I can do to help y'all make it happen.
Very much appreciated.
Yeah.
So basically, like, you see, how long you been involved with the
I've been involved with the company for 9 years, and it will be with the UConn for going on 2 years.
Okay.
Okay, and we've made some strides, but you know, there's still a whole lot of work to do, because there's a whole lot of folk that need what we have.
Yes.
You know, as you heard me say in the presentation earlier, water's not getting any better. It's not. And as women give birth, and as people begin to multiply, either via themselves or adoption and from other countries, whatever the case might be, as the world expands, as the numbers continue to grow, it's going to continue to get worse. I mean, think about it. You know, recycled sewage, that's what we're doing to the water now. You got pharmaceuticals in the water, you got parasites in the water, you got all kind of stuff in the water, and we're drinking it, we're cooking with it, we're bathing in it, we're washing our hair, all of that. So eventually we're going to need a large amount of people to really tap into the people out there, so that we can really start to shift this whole thing. Because if we don't, we're going to be in some serious trouble. Seriously.
And you see, the thing I like about your presentation, and I'm just going to stray for a little quick second.
Okay.
Like, you're very energetic, and you give that demand and that understanding for people. Like, you have to understand, and you break it down to make them see how they can make money and how it works for their health. And a lot of people don't understand that until they sit and watch you. Because it's like my third or fourth time seeing you. Probably don't know. I sit down and I watch. It's like, yo, her energy is so great, you know. So I don't know if anyone ever told you that before, but like when you present, like you definitely do from A to Z. There was no loophole, you know. So I just want to say, like, it's an honor for me to be here with you.
And you too.
No,
yeah, man, you got a DJ. You got to get down.
Yeah, but you see, and that's what we're trying to present to the next generation.
Right.
You know,
And
that
it's
energy,
important.
that what they need to build themselves, so they can teach their kids, and their kids can teach their kids. You know?
Exactly.
So that's what our situation is about. You know, the why not you? You know,
Exactly.
so that we're trying to be that hub for the younger generation.
And I love it. I love the whole concept. Why not you? Because you know what? It's needed. You know, jobs today are not the same as they were years ago. They're just not the same. Years ago, you can go on a job and you can stay there for 30, 40 years and retire, you know, and have a little something. But today, it's not that way at all. I mean, so, you know, we could really make some serious changes with this. And I say, hey, why not you?
Yes.
Why not you?
Of course.
You know, we have folk in their 20s making a whole lot of money. Why not you?
Of course.
You know,
So
so
I'll
I'm
catch
with
you.
you.
I'll catch
Yeah,
you.
why not you? Yeah, why not you? I really appreciate y'all and all that you do. Thank you so much.
Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Dr. Lucas. I'm here with Michael Maxwell. We're at the Enagic 2016 convention, and I want to have Michael Maxwell share a little bit why he got involved with this company, because he's been with it for some time and he's had a high level of success. And tell me, just share with the people a little bit, Maxwell. Tell me something.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you for being my brother from a different mother but the same father in heaven. We're identical twins, he's just taller. Enagic changed my life in every way, shape, and form. And quite frankly, when I got into the business, I was sick physically. I won't get into detail. I was sick financially, $80,000 in debt. See, I was in a partnership with somebody that took everything I had. I lost $80,000. So I was po. Not poor, po. I couldn't afford the OR. If things would have got worse, I was going to be. But I found Enagic. I found it in a time of my life when I was hungry. I was looking for something. I fell down on my back, but I could look up, so I got up and I joined. And I found out in Okinawa that Enagic stands for energy and magic. And energy, if you think about it, is life itself. If you go inside the atom, you'll find energy, consciousness itself. And magic, that's your ability to have imagination, to manifest. And my physical body changed. And I won't get into detail, but he knew me when I was the Pillsbury Doughboy. I've lost about 45 pounds. Is that true?
No, it was more like 85 pounds.
Oh, don't go there.
All right,
Don't go
all
there.
right, but it was
I
good.
lost
It was good,
a lot
though.
of weight, but more importantly, not only get my health back, I got my energy back. I got my life back. And you know what? I went from $80,000 a day. Now, I'm not saying this to impress you, but they call it passive residual income. Let me say that again. Passive residual
Got a
income.
ring to it, don't it? Say
It
again,
does.
say
And you know what?
again.
You don't have to think about it because the money keeps coming like the waves of the ocean. I haven't had to work for the last 6.5 years. I live in 2 countries, Canada and America, and I love them both. But you know what I really like?
It's amazing.
The money's good,
Uh-huh.
but it's about freedom. And the relationships will last you a lifetime.
Oh.
This man right here is not only a doctor that walked away from a multi, I'm not gonna say millions,
Yeah, don't say millions.
practice, because you know the IRS could be watching. But he walked away from a practice that was extremely successful because he found out a way that he could help more people travel the world. Now he's in Learjets, and sometimes I want to go with him. If you want freedom, if you want to be successful, and by the way, you were born successful. You were born successful. But you know what's a little bit better than successful? Being significant.
Absolutely.
Being able to be like this guy, a doctor that travels the world changing people's lives, because he changed mine. And today, he helped me with something that I can't mention right now, but you need to get with him, find out what's going on, because you know what? Enagic is changing the world one person at a time, and we need you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Maxwell. Mr. Maxwell said it the best. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, my man.
I love you, man.
Love you too.
God bless you.
Absolutely.